Okay, now I spun this around so I can get to this heel a little bit better. And you can see we've got plenty of work left to do right here. In this area, if you did a stacked heel block, typically you will be able to find one of your stack lines right in here. It's not real easy to see, but if you can find that, you can use that as a judge to whether you're symmetrical or not, because that line will look exactly the same. And right now is kind of the final determination of how steep do you want this? Do you want this a tight radius? Do you want your sides to come in a little bit? So right now mine are just tapered, but I am going to get a little bit more shape out of them and try to make it symmetrical. From this long view, I get a much better idea of how straight this is, how this transition works, and how these shoulders work, and how they look. The long view is very similar to a raking light showing imperfections. This long view is going to do the same thing, looking straight down the neck. You can see exactly what's going on, have a better idea of your curves, of your symmetry, of your transitions. And I've got a little bit more work to do here, but I'm getting very, very close. Yeah, I'm much happier with that. I like that. I was trying to get this transition a little closer to the actual heel, and I think I got it. From the profile, that looks good. I'm happy with that. Now I am looking for symmetry, making sure that things are the same on both sides. Don't have big bumps, high spots. And I'm still preserving this tiny spot, flat spot here right above the binding, while still trying to get the shoulder contoured. I'm ready for round one of sandpaper, and I will show you how that works. If your trash can has a bunch of that stuff in it, then your neck should be smaller than when you started, and hopefully it looks a little more like a guitar neck. Now this part is going to get pretty dusty. I'm going to start with an 80 grit. I like to use some belt material from my drum sander because it's pretty stiff and it is not going to follow the contours like a lighter weight paper will. This fiber-backed paper does a good job of maintaining a nice straight line. and allows me to see holes and flat spots and places that I've skated over. And I still don't want to wrap around quite yet all the way. And yes, this is sanding end grain, so it is a little gnarly. But this paper can handle it. And even though this is sandpaper, it is pretty aggressive at 80 grit. So do be careful that you don't blow through something like your shoulder line here or your thickness marks. Wipe this down with denatured alcohol, cleans it up, but also lets me see a couple of things I need to take care of. I'm going to wrap this on a rubber contour sander. There we go. Okay, now the square edge, I just give it a little bit of a roll over with the scraper, just to the bottom of those bindings. What I don't want to do is start getting into the bindings and rounding them over this way. I want to keep those flat, just getting into the curve. This volute back here transitioning into the peg head can be a problem because again we are at end grain. That end grain's a little tough. A little bit rough right there, okay. Got a little unevenness going on right here that I need to fix. Knock the squareness off of this side. Just taking that last little bit off. Okay, radius looks good. Looks like right there. Go. Yeah, that feels good. Pick it up, feel it, hold it like you're going to play it. You can even close your eyes, put your hand up and down it. See if you can feel any of those abnormalities that you were trying to sand out of there. Hopefully you can't. If you can, now's the time to attack it. All right, back onto the carving base so I can hit it with 120. I think this is it. Looks good, feels good. I'm all right with this. Everything's at 120 on the neck, and we are ready to move on. We will radius the fretboard and get it ready for frets, and get some frets in there, level it, and we'll be off to the races. See you in the next video.